What up, skate fam? Gonna give y'all a quick rundown about my skating in the rain video from a while back. I probably should have did this a long time ago, to be honest, but I ain't think of it. But I got a number of comments that was like, will it mess my skates up? Will it mess this up? Will it do this? Will it do that? So I'm like, I probably should just do a disclaimer and talk about it a little bit because I don't want nobody to mess their skates up. Um, First off, yes, skating in the rain can mess your skates up, can mess your bearings up, can mess your trucks up, the whole nine. It can mess your boot up, everything. So, for one, I've skated in my good skates when it was a light rain or a little bit damp. But as far as it being a complete downpour, it's only one boot I have that I was skating when it's that type of weather going on. And I don't even have that boot no more. I actually sold it. Somebody just wanted to buy some cheap skates to practice in until they bought their own good skates. So I sold those skates that I did the skate in the rain video in. So you won't see me skating in the rain for a while. First off, let's talk about the boots. If it's a light rain or it's a little water on the ground and you skating, it might not really do much to your boots. If your boots ain't gonna get too wet, they got a nice like thick finish on the outside, so it's not like water gonna seep through it as far as that goes. But when it's a downpour like that, obviously your boot is gonna be soaked, and you never want your boot to be soaked. So don't use good skates to skate in rain, water puddles, none of that. If it's super wet outside, don't even mess with it, because your boot is just like a shoe. And we all know once a shoe or a boot get really soaked like that, it's never coming back. Like, it's not the same. Yeah, if you got good skates or you only got one pair of skates, do not even mess with skating when it's completely pouring raining. And in my good skates, I don't even like to skate outside when it's wet at all. But you know, that's just me. That's why I kept skates that I used in the past when I got a new pair. So I would have 2 and 3 pairs of skates at one time. You know, I have a good pair, a pair that's my backup pair or that I can use inside or outside. And then I have a pair that's just a throwaway pair. You know, I might just hold extra wheels on them. I might use them for, like you saw, skating in the rain when it's a downpour, stuff like that. Because I really love rain. I love being outside. I love skating. I just put the two together, and when it downpours, I just go get my skate on. Number two, what you want to worry about is your bearings. Your bearings getting wet can be a problem. So when you do any type of skating, even if it's not raining, if you skate outside and it's real dusty and your bearings get dirty, that can be a problem. So whenever you skate outside, whenever you skate in the rain, periodically a couple times a year, if you only skate indoors, you still want to clean them. So as soon as you skate outside and you come inside, you should take your wheels off and clean your wheels and bearings and all that. Clean the truck part that holds the wheel on, like clean it off. You can just take a wet towel. You could take a old t-shirt, just wipe it down good. And then get something dry it off real good. You don't want it to be wet at all, because water and metal will eventually rust. And I've had my skates rust before, so believe me when I tell you. One time we had a festival here, and some of my friends had booked a spot in the festival where they was going to skate. So they invited me to come join them. That's my friends T West and Ellen at Road Train. If you're looking for skate lessons, go holler at them. They extra good people. They welcome everybody. But yeah, so they was doing they was doing a little piece in the festival where they skating, and me not putting two and two together, skated outside. It was a little damp, and just being completely dumb. Didn't dry my skates off, didn't oil them. I didn't do anything. So I get to the festival a couple days later or a day later or whatever time it was, and I go to skate. Skate's not moving. I'm stuck. I can't go nowhere. I take my skate off, try to turn it, wheel not turning. It got wet, rusted a little bit, and to make long story short, I end up not being able to skate with them pretty much the whole time for the festival, because I spent the whole time that the group was skating and doing their tricks trying to get my wheels to loosen up. So now at this point, I'm pouring water onto my skates, which might sound backwards, but I'm pouring water onto the skates and I'm turning the wheels a lot, trying to just break that rust off. And I eventually got it to break off. I end up skating with the group a little bit later, towards the very end of the performance, for only a couple minutes. But and at that point, it don't matter. Once you get it turning, you good. You just got to make sure when you stop, that's when you take them off and you dry them off and oil them up and all that stuff. Another thing I forgot to say, after you skate outside or skate in the rain and you clean your trucks, you clean your bearings and wheels and all that, you dry it up, you want to add a lubricant. So, you know, some metal on metal or whatever type of greaser you want to use, lithium, whatever it's called. I can't think of the name right now. It might be lithium grease. I don't know. But either way, you want to use some type of lubricant just to get a good roll, and it also helps to inhibit rust and stuff like that. So that's another thing you want to do. Skating outside, period, can be dangerous for your skates because there's potholes, there's all type of stuff that any imperfection in your skate, your truck, your plate, anything can be blown up by the stuff you roll over. I got a friend who on a normal day was skating outside and he went over like a hole in the road and his plate cracked in half. You know, there's no big potholes and rinks and stuff like that, so you wouldn't feel it there. But you ride over that type of stuff a lot, and it can damage your plates and things like that. So when you skate outside, try to look for the smoother places to skate, or try to get some outdoor wheels that absorb a lot of that contact, so all of it doesn't just go into your metal plates, and it'll give you a smoother roll too with the softer outdoor wheels. But yeah, so I'm on a tangent. I forgot where I was at. I talked about the boot a little bit. I talked about the bearings and rusting and stuff. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. And on top of that, when you skate and it's raining, it makes it a lot more slipperier. So you always got to be wary of that. Don't get out there and try to do everything you can do in the rink. And as you saw, I didn't have a helmet on. I didn't have pads on for my knees, elbows, none of that. I just had my jogging pants and my skates on. I have no shirt, no hat, no nothing, and my headphones. So if I had fell on that concrete, it could have been bad. And that's why I always try to take it easy when I'm out doing my skating outdoors, because the concrete, as we all know, is a lot harder than the wood rink. Or so that's why when I'm outdoors, I always try to take it easy. I don't do that A+ difficulty type trick when I'm outside, just because I know like a bad fall out there is different than a fall in the rink. Those are the main things you got to worry about. When it's wet, it gets slick. So you got to worry about slipping. It's very slippery. You got to worry about getting your boot soaked, because your boot getting soaked can change how your skate fit. And you know, it can get all loose and sloppy, like, and nobody like a soggy skate. We like it to be stiff, because when you, mic check, okay, still good. And nobody like a soggy skate. We like it to be stiff, because some tricks that you want to do, especially on the side of your wheel and stuff like that, require you to have some support from your boot. And once your boot get all soaked and get all flimsy and doing all that type of stuff, you ain't gonna have a lot of support with it. So don't want to fall on the slick roads. Don't want your boot to get soaked. Don't want your bearings to get water in it and rust and stuff like that, because then your wheel won't be able to turn. You know, breaking the skate in for some people is a hard task. For me, I always skated in 2 pair of socks, so I never really felt the pains that other people felt trying to break a skate in. They've always been comfortable to me since day one. But a lot of people, it take weeks or months to break their skates in completely, and you don't want to mess that up with your boot. Because I messed up a number of times skating outside and not oiling my stuff down, not drying it down. The skate I did that video in where I was skating outside, Them skates was so rusted, it all over the place, but I ain't really care. Like, that's just my throwaway pair. That's the pair, obviously, that I use for whatever. Don't care what happens to them. Got my money's worth out of them a long time ago. But everybody's not fortunate to have something like that. So I want to put this warning out there. So if you love rain like me, and you go and sit in the rain when it's pouring with no shirt on and stuff like that, and you love skating like me, and you want to go skate in the rain, well, I don't want you to mess your skates up at the end of the day. And so many people was hitting me up just recently talking about that video. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should warn everybody. If you got more questions for me, put them in the comments. I know it take a while to get videos out sometime, but you know, my schedule with life and everything is a little bit hectic. And then finding the right time and space to do things, especially tutorial videos. I don't have my own indoor space to do them. So I do most of them outside, which I got to do in the summertime because I live in Wisconsin and y'all know how Wisconsin is. So just be patient with that, but I will get back to tutorials. Stay on me for whatever tutorials you want to see to make sure I don't forget. If I do forget, it's not intentional. I'm just, if I do forget, it's not intentional. 4:17, it's about time for me to get in the shower because don't know when you gonna see this because I gotta edit it and I be rambling and stuff, so I gotta cut out a lot of parts and all that y'all don't get to see. But it's Sunday here, about time for me to jump in the shower because Sunday mean adult night, so I'm finna go get my skate on.